Hey everybody, welcome back to Half-Ass Gaming. I'm John. Disaster at D-Day. It's D+2. That would be turn 3. The Allied combat phase. And I'm a little winded today. I just had an operation on my knee the other day. So if you hear I'm up on my walker trying to do a video. If you hear metal, that's my walker. If you hear me grimace out in pain, well, the show must go on. So I had knee replacement surgery 2 days ago, and but hey, I'm still kicking the videos out, right? All right. So what we have here is the Allies are able to use the clear weather to do some strafing, and you can see on your screen that they found 2 silhouetted German units that they'd like to strafe. And there are modifiers, but not in this case. No modifiers apply in this case, but if they were using strat movement, or if the units happen to be next to a 88 flak unit, then there were modifiers would apply. So basically, these 2 units will lose a step if I roll a 6, 2 independent rolls. So the top unit has a Panzer IV silhouette, and we're going to roll. If it gets a 6, it loses a step. Gets a 3. And the bottom has a Panther. Rolls a 6, loses a step. 4. All right. So I'm going to take both of those 9th Air Force markers off. They were ineffective with their strafing. Okay, and they will go back to the pile as being used. All right, U.S. Air Support markers. All right, so now we're going to conduct some regular attacks. Let me get my chair in here. I need to sit down. Alright, let's see if we can do this. I might have to stand up or sit down, depending on where the battles are occurring. Alright, so we've got over here in the Commonwealth region, I'm going to go ahead and move the camera in just a bit. We do have 3 attacks. Let me move the camera. Okay, so the camera has all 3 of my attacks on the screen, which is pretty good. And we're going to do 3 attacks by the Commonwealth, and we'll see how it turns out. And frankly, if these attacks don't turn out well for the Commonwealth, we may have to pull the plug on this game, because the British are underperforming up here, and they really need to do something right now. So let's go ahead and do these 3 attacks. You have, I don't know, is this a Typhoon or a Tempest right here? This hex is being attacked right here with air power. And what do the Germans have in the hex? They got a 4 and they have a 3 with armor. So that's 7 plus 2 for the terrain. They're a 9. All right, and they're being attacked by these 2 hexes, obviously. Let's see what we have and who the MAB is. The MAB is going to be this box. That's what you have in one hex. It's going to be that rectangle white box. What is that? A third division? 3rd Infantry Division? Yeah, there's one right there. All right. So they're going to be the MAB, that rectangle. And unfortunately, this hex is attacking behind water, so everything here is halved. That 6 is going to be halved to 3. So that hex is inputting 4. And then over here, they will make this 4 as part of the MAB right here. And this guy will be attached, so that's 7. And this guy, they can't have him from 1. So it's 8 plus 4 is going to be 12. 12 versus 9. So the ratio is 1-1. Okay. And what do we have here? So what we're going to do is they're going to use actually we're on this attack, we're not going to use any naval support. The Brits do have one naval support marker that they can take advantage of, but they're not going to use here. Right here, they're simply going to use their air, and they're going to use localized artillery based off of this headquarters on Juno Beach right here. So that's going to mark their supply point down 1. They're currently at 2. Their supply point goes to 1. That's going to bring shore-based artillery onto that hex. Now the Germans do have a +1 TQ. They have, and the armor shift cancels each other out as both sides have a 3. So the regular ratio 12-9 that's 1-to-1. The TQ for the Germans, do they get a TQ? Let's read up. I don't believe that they do get a TQ, because the Allies or the Germans would get a TQ if the attackers were -1 or -3, I believe. Defender gains 1 column shift to the left on CRT if all participating attacking units in the map have a negative TQ, 1 or 2. So, therefore, that's good. The Allies do not suffer a negative TQ modifier because they're not -1s or 2s. They're actually 0s. Okay, so what do we have? We have Allied shore-based artillery, and air is going to make this a 3-to-1, I believe. A 3-to-1 attack. All right, let's go ahead and roll 3-to-1. All right, I got my CRT in front of me. Here we go, 3-to-1. They get a 3 on 3-to-1, which is a DR. Okay, a DR, defender retreat. What are the Germans going to do? Well, the Germans are going to obviously do a determined defense. All right, so they're not going to retreat out of there. They're going to do a determined defense. Who's going to be the lead unit? The lead unit is Why do I have a call? I don't know if that call's showing up on the screen. I'm just gonna trying to record here, Evan. So anyways, they're gonna use this 4-5 right here with the +1. So they're gonna get a modifier because of the TQ. So here's their determined defense roll. Wait a minute. So the Germans get a +1, okay, a modifier on their determined defense because the 4-5 unit is a +1 TQ. That's their modifier. Here it is. Oh, they get a 1, which when you add the 1 modifier is a 2. The retreat is not canceled. They have to retreat 2 hexes. All right. That's a bummer. Both units retreat 2 hexes. 1, 2. And they're both going to take disrupted. So for once in this damn game, the Germans' retreat is not canceled. And the Allies are going to do advance after combat, and they're going to, it's going to be a bum rush for them. I want to look at the advance after combat examples. They want to maximize any advance after combat that they can do. Oh my God, my knee's killing me. Are we still recording? Yeah, we are. All right, fantastic. So these 2 units get to advance. I want to look at the advance after combat examples. The defender's hex. Yeah. Okay. No, you can't do that. But if it's the defender's hex, which it was right there, they can advance 2 hexes. They may advance up to 2 hexes. All right, so this group right here will go into the defender's hex. 1, 2, and we'll chase them down right here. That is massive for the Brits. They finally got a breakthrough, and these guys are going through the defender's hex as well. 1, 2. They're into the suburbs of Caen. All right. Well, there you have it. They've finally broken the backs of the Germans in just north of Caen. Okay, so as you can see right here, we have it looks like a typhoon or a tempest, whatever. So down in here, these two Germans, they're both 2 3s, 2 3. So it's 2 plus 2 is 4 plus 2 for the friggin' for the terrain is going to be 6. And then right here, who's going to be the MAV here? Well, the MAV is going to be the TT 50th Infantry. And they're all behind water, so all of these guys are going to be halved. So you have, what are they, 3 4s underneath? That's going to be 2, 2, 2. So what you have is 7 to 6. 7 to 6. And you have 1 air power. And you know what? They're going to go ahead and use their last supply point to bring in shore-based artillery from this headquarters right up here. All right, so this is going to be, the initial ratio is 1 to 1, 2 for 1 for the air power, and 3 to 1 for the shore-based artillery. And now the Brits have used both of their supply points. Here we go. This is a 3 to 1 attack. 3 on 3 to 1, the same shit. DR, and they're going to do a determined defense. Are they going to retreat? Well, let's get the air marker out of here. We don't need that. So you have a DR. Are they going to retreat? I think they should, because the previous battle has just undermined this whole line here. I think they're going to retreat. They're going to retreat back 2 hexes to right here. All right, go ahead and give them a disrupted. If the previous battle didn't turn out the way it did, they wouldn't have retreated. And let me look at this. Enemy defender's hex. I'm just looking at the advanced after combat examples. And this unit right here, these two are going to go here. 2 hexes like that. And this one, and there you go. There you go. Look at the Brits. They're making it happen now. And they do have one other attack over here just northeast of Bayeux. And you see the air unit sitting right here in Bayeux. I'm going to put that back so they do get an air asset to attack with. And this hex has 3 plus 1 and a minus 1. It's 5 plus 2 gives it, so it's a 7, and they're being attacked by what, 2 6s, which are halved. So wow, they're being attacked by because it's water, they're being attacked by 2 3s. 6 versus 7. Is that what I'm seeing? Yep. 6 versus 7. So that's going to be a -1. So what they're going to use their naval bombardment from the Ramillies to bombard that hex. Plus they had air. Okay, so that's +2. So, and then the armor. Wow, the Allies do not even have armor here. They do not even have armor. Let me read about this. Let me read about an armored shift here. This could be problematic. Let me read about armored shift on a defensive armored shift. Yeah, so the Allies are going to suffer. They're going to suffer one shift because of armor. They don't lose one due to the TQ, but they do lose one due to armor, and they were down one on ratio. So this is a 1-to-1 attack. The Germans have a ratio advantage, and they have an armored advantage, and then the Allies have a naval and air bombardment. So this is a 1-to-1 attack right here. Who knows? The Allies better roll high on this. And then roll 2 on the 1-to-1, which is going to be an A1. So simply, it's going to simply be A1, the attacker loses 1 step from his MAV, no retreat or advance after combat, blah, 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 blah. All right, so one of these units is going to have to flip. Okay, that was a failed attack. Easy peasy, but the Brits are still pissing themselves. They're happy about how the previous 2 attacks went down. And the Americans have 1 attack in their sector. Let me go ahead and move the camera over there. Okay, so over here in the peninsula, due to they're in replacement mode. They're building up with the replacements. They only have 1 attack. And you can see this attack right here. These 2 units from the 82nd Airborne are attacking this unit right here. And they do have American air assets for this right here. So what are we dealing with right here? Well, we're dealing with a German unit, which is a 2. And it's in Bocage, which is a +2, so that's going to be making it a 4. And then the 2 American units that are stacked together, one of them is a 4, and the one below it is a 3, so that's 7. The problem is, I believe those guys are going to be had because they're crossing a flooded hexide. Attacker have +1 IL. They're going to lose a shift. So that's basically going to offset the air power shift that they get. So you're looking at the 4 is half to a 2, and the 3 is half to a 2. So that's 4 to 4. So the ratio is the same, 4 to 4. And like I said, the air asset is negated by the shift of the flooded hexide. And then the only other thing in there is the Americans have the advantage of TQ. They have a +1 TQ, so this is going to be a +1 attack for the Americans. Where's my die? Let me get up. Right here. Here we go. +1. They get a 6 on the +1. Or actually a 2-to-1. What I meant to say was 2-to-1. And 6 on 2-to-1 is A1D1. Wowzers. Okay, let me put the air unit back to its holding area. A1D1, so the German unit is kaput, dead. And the Americans, this unit is going to take a hit. The 4-3, they'll take a hit and they can advance, right? A1, each side loses on the map, surviving dependents, okay, they're dead. The attacker may advance after combat. Can they go 2 hexes? Or just into the hex? Yeah. They're gonna go 2 hexes. Actually, they're just gonna cross the flooded hex side and go right there. They don't want to extend themselves. That is a huge, massive. That is a huge, massive win for the the Americans up there. They've just undermined the whole German defense. That's massive. That is massive. As far as cutting the peninsula off, that you can't overstate how massive that combat was. So let me go ahead and real quick, let's do the recovery phase for the Allies so I can wrap this video up. Let me go to recovery and see what we have. All right, let's remove some markers here. We've got a lot of markers to take off for the Allies. All right, all these regroups and replacements, just take them right off. Oh, these guys are going to be loaded for bear next turn. They are going to be loaded and locked and loaded and ready to kick German ass next time. Okay, over to the main body of the Commonwealth forces. Okay, so over here we got regroup markers. We've got all sorts of stuff to take off. We've got regroup markers over here, replacement markers to take off. We've even got out of supply markers to take off because now the pairs are in supply. These 3 pairs right here are now in supply. So now it looks like the Brits are rolling over here. They had 2 huge combats which just broke the line of the Germans. And let's see if all American, all of Allied units are in supply. I'm looking for supply, and it looks like these 2 would have went out of supply. These 2 right here may have advanced after combat, their asses out of supply. Huh. Interesting. So what they're going to do is they're going to amend their advance after combat. Let's go back 1. Yeah, they would advance their advanced after combat right out of supply if they did that move. Okay, now they're still in supply. All right, fantastic. And yeah, I think that's going to do it. So all Allies are in supply after we change that advance, and that's going to wrap it up for the Allied turn. Let's take a look around the, let's go back over to the peninsula and then pan the beaches. So there you go. This big move by this unit right here, that attack is just like unlocked the whole peninsula for the Allies. And they're going to be, they're not going to be in reinforcement mode next turn. That's going to be a bum rush. And then next turn, you're going to see those final 2 units like evacuate those beaches. And then the Commonwealth over here. The Brits finally break through. And that's going to be awesome. All right, till next time, I'm John. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.